The smartest Apple product you can buy this year doesn't come in a sealed box. Buying used Apple gear in 2026 can save you over $1,000. But here is a dirty little secret nobody warns you about. Half of the great deals you see online are ticking time bombs. They look perfect on the outside, but internally, they are not really good. So I'm showing you exactly what devices are worth your money, what to look out for, and one used Apple product that is basically a massive scam right now. Let's start with one that will save you the most money. The M1 MacBook Pro. People think I'm crazy for recommending a laptop from 2021. But as a software engineer, I can tell you this machine broke all the rules of how tech is supposed to age. You see, before the Apple Silicon chips, a 4-year-old Intel Mac sounded like a jet engine when you have too many Chrome tabs open. But with the M1 chip, I can run multicam Premiere Pro timelines and it can run for years. Also, I've compiled massive code bases on this device and I had no issue with overheating or fan spinning. And this is the psychological trap Apple set for you. They want you to think that you need the M4 or the M5 for AI workloads. But let's be honest, unless you are training an LLM locally on your machine, you don't really need an M4 and M5. The M1 was an absolute overkill at the time and currently it's still perfect for a lot of people. If I'm to buy an M1 MacBook today, here are some of the things that I'll look out for. First is the RAM size. I want one with 16 gigs of RAM and above. Look, this is because it will help your laptop perform efficiently. You don't want a situation where your programs are struggling for resources and it will in turn make your laptop overheat and your fan spin. So getting a bigger RAM is always better. Also, you check out for the battery health. Laptops in general, MacBooks in general, do have good battery life, right? But then the cutoff for me will be 80%. Anything below that, I'm not taking it. By the way, if you absolutely must buy new, check out the Apple Educational Store online. You really have to prove that you're a student and it saves you $100 instantly. That hack alone can save you $100. And if that information was helpful to you, subscribing is a free way of supporting the channel. Now, if you want something more portable with bigger screen, there's another option that is even cheaper. The M1 MacBook is a beast. But before I talk about the used Apple product that you should never touch, let's talk about the device that Apple wants you to spend $1,400 on when a $500 one does the exact same thing. The new iPads are gorgeous. The OLED screens are incredible. But let's look at the reality of how we actually use iPad. Apple puts an M-series chip inside the tablets and restricts it with Apple OS. It is basically a glorified iPhone operating system. So why spend over $1,000 buying an M4, M5 chip when the software doesn't allow you to utilize 30% of its power? A used M1 iPad Pro goes for around $400 to $500. Gaming on it is still flawless. The iPad pencil doesn't really lag. Editing photos on it is instant, and the only time I've seen it struggle is when I'm trying to render a 4K video with massive color grade on there. But everything else, save your money. When buying used, the physical inspection is a little different than the MacBook. First, check the display. Now, open a solid white background to check for any screen burn in. Then open the Note app and literally write on every part of the screen. Make sure that every single touch is functional, completely functional. Any dead space, we walk away. Second, check the four corners. iPad really leaves hard lives. So if the aluminum is heavily dented, walk away. It means the internal logic board took a massive physical shock. And finally, check to see the battery health is 80% and above. And also do not go below 256 gigs in storage, as in 2026 things fill up really quick. If you've made it this far into the video, it means you're making smarter financial decisions already. But everything that I told you goes right out of the window if you buy this, the AirPods Pro. Don't buy these used ever. This isn't about the sound quality. You see, the batteries inside these are very tiny, and because of that they go through charging cycles a lot quicker. After a couple of years, you realize that the battery has significantly degraded. Look, one earbud dying before the other is not really convenient. And the worst part is, Apple doesn't allow you to check the battery health on these before you make a purchase. You are literally gambling your money. And honestly, buying used earbud can be unhygienic. Just wait for a massive Amazon sale and buy them brand new. That is the only smart play here. Now let's talk about a tech that actually survives, the iPhone 14 Pro Max. I've had this for 3 years. I use it daily and mostly without a case. You see, people got obsessed with titanium on the newer iPhones. But let me tell you a secret. Titanium was a brilliant marketing gimmick for Apple to sell you more cases. Look, titanium scratches way easier and it's worse in transfer of heat compared to stainless steel. The stainless steel frame on the 14 Pro Max takes drop better and holds it polished for years. But I promise you the unfiltered truth. So here are 2 things I hate about this phone. One is overheating. If you shoot a lot of 4K content outside the sun, the phone dims down to protect itself. Literally, you can't see anything. It just goes black. 2 is video format. So for professional content creators who love to color grade their footage a lot, there is no Apple log in the 14 Pro Max. That's the main reason why I got the 17 Pro Max for Apple log. But then if you're someone who does not color grade your footage a lot, the video quality on the 14 Pro Max is still excellent. It looks really good and you should be fine. Look at the math. A new iPhone Pro phone will cost you around $1,200, while a used 14 Pro will cost you somewhere around $450 to $500. Right? You are getting Pro features for literally half the price. It looks like a sweet deal to me. But then if you are buying used, here is the thing to look out for. Make sure that the phone is not locked to any carrier, unless you specifically want it to be locked to a carrier. Check for that. Also check for water damages and screen functionalities. Make sure everything is working as it's supposed to. The battery health is also important. There is one product I cannot give you a straight answer on because it depends entirely on your lifestyle. The Apple Watch. Whether you should buy Series 8 or 9 depends on one question. Are you using this as a fitness tracker or a smartwatch? I use mine strictly for fitness, running, hiking, biking, the gym, and for that, buying a used one is a steal. But remember the battery degradation we talked about with the AirPods. After 3 years of use, the battery has severely degraded. I'm getting around 4 to 5 hours on a full charge, which is not great. If you are looking for a watch that will give you all-day notification, a used watch will die on your wrist by 3-4 p.m., which is not great. So at that point, investing in a brand new watch is a must, right? Anything Series 9 and above should be fine. But if you use your watch mainly for fitness, then getting a used one is the way to go. Let me know down in the comments the oldest tech that you still use up to this day. If this video helped you save money, like and subscribe. See you on the next one.